So just walking around the beautiful gardens here in Palma, Mallorca. Just underneath this amazing Moorish castle that I think is here since about the 12th century out there. Very beautiful, peaceful, quiet place. There's the fountain. I actually lived here from about 2005 until 2011. So it's like visiting home again. So I found a relatively shady spot here in Palma, just above the Parc de la Mar. Welcome to my channel, Akasha Love. This is a place where we talk about self-love, self-respect, self-honor, and creating healthy relationships from the inside out, amongst other things. I am Shell, your host, and today I wanted to talk about what is love and what are the blocks to creating a healthy love relationship. So I think one of the very first blocks to creating a healthy love relationship is thinking that love is something that you get from anywhere outside of you. So if you have that belief within you, whether it's conscious or subconscious, that love is something that you find outside of you, you're going to be looking for love in all the wrong places, and you're going to be looking for validation in your love relationship. So you're going to be looking for somebody who is reflecting back to you that you are worthy of love, giving you this love which you think you are finding outside of yourself. So that is our first mistake when we are seeking to create or find a loving partnership or relationship. We need to remember that we are love, we radiate love, we come from love, our whole being is love. Like, that's our nature, is to love and be loved and be loving. So it's not something we can find anywhere outside ourselves. That being said, we can share this love. So if instead of looking for validation, looking for somebody that shows to us or reflects to us that we are worthy of love, we can look for somebody or be open to somebody who is worthy of receiving our love. Somebody who is able to receive our love and able to give us back their love. So somebody who's able to share. And not everybody is able to share their love, because many people are actually blocked when it comes to giving and receiving love, because of most likely unresolved trauma left over from childhood, where for whatever reason that emotional connection was not either strong enough or was an unhealthy one with their primary caregivers, so the parents or caregivers. And so if that adult person has not resolved that, not worked that out, then they may still be actually just energetically blocked to the ability to give and receive the flow of emotional connection, the flow of love. And I think just the very fact that there are so many channels about narcissism on YouTube at the moment, is like, let's say, a flowering of content around that theme of narcissism. I think this indicates that there are many people in the world who do have these really strong narcissistic tendencies, which most likely means they are not able to give and receive love. And according to the estimates of one of the biggest content creators around this theme of narcissism, Dr. Ramani Durvasula, she estimates that 1 in 5 or 1 in 6 people actually suffers from this. So 1 in 5 or 1 in 6 people actually suffers either a full-blown narcissistic personality disorder or very high narcissistic traits. So that is really huge. That is, what is that? 15% or so of the population. That's massive. So that is also in accordance with the theory of Erich Fromm, who I've been reading recently, his book, The Art of Loving. His main thesis is the same one. He says that the main thing which blocks people from creating fulfilling love relationships is not having overcome their narcissism. So that for him is the number one block for loving relationships. And it makes sense because narcissism is the natural state of children. So it's part of the natural developmental phase. It's the phase that children go through from when they become conscious that they're a separate being from their parent, which is maybe around 3 or 4, something like that, until really teenagehood, really when children start to actually develop the capacity for empathy, when they start to really realize that in order to create relationships, they need to be able to put themselves in the place of other people. They need to listen to other people. They need to not be all about themselves. But until that point, it's natural in a child's life and development that they are fairly narcissistic, because they're basically learning what a human being is and learning how to behave, learning to manage their feelings, learning to express themselves. So for children, it really is all about them. But the problem comes when you are an adult and you basically have not passed through, gotten over that developmental phase of narcissism in childhood, and you haven't actually really taken that full step into full adulthood, where you're able to hold your own inner state, your own inner feelings, your own needs and wants, and you're able to reach out and empathize, understand, imagine, be compassionate to the needs and wants and feelings of another person. So that really is the main block to being able to create a loving relationship. And as well, the other main block, I would say, would be the opposite end of the narcissistic spectrum, which is the codependent. So which is that person who may be, as I said in the beginning, they may be actually looking to outsource their self-worth. So they may be actually looking for a relationship in order to feel validated, in order to feel worthy, in order to feel loved. that person also is going to have trouble creating a loving, healthy relationship, because they're under the misconception that love is something that you find outside of yourself. So that's also going to be a block for that person. So that person who's normally an empath, known to be called an empath, highly sensitive person. Narcissistic people can also be highly sensitive but completely focused on themselves. So an empathic person who has codependent tendencies is basically they've been trained in their childhood, through their childhood trauma, to focus very intensely on meeting the needs of other people in order for them to feel safe. So that's also a really big block to love. And if that is your issue, then you need to really do that work of unraveling codependency, de-stuckifying yourself from codependency, unhooking yourself from codependency, bringing all your energy back to yourself, and recognizing that you are the source of your own love. You're the source of your own love and your own safety and your own self-worth, and that you can only share love from that space. You cannot actually get it from somebody else. And so that is also the reason why it's very common for these two relatively pathological personality structures meet together and try and create a loving relationship, and it basically does not work, because the narcissistic person is completely focused on themselves. They're not able to give and receive love, because all they're focused on is meeting their own needs. All they're focused on is me, what I want, what can I get from this other person, how can they meet my needs? And they're not able to empathize and reach out to the other person. And the other person, the empathetic person, is, instead of focused on themselves, they're mainly focused on that narcissistic person, and they're trying also to get their needs met by the narcissistic person in a different way. So the narcissistic person is trying to get the empath to love them, basically just adore them. And the empathic person is also wanting to create love, but they're wanting to receive the love that they don't feel within themselves from a person who's not able to get it, to give it to them. From the one kind of person who really is not able to give them any validation whatsoever, because that narcissistic person is focused basically only on themselves. So it's kind of a relationship of two pathologies at the end of the healthy relating spectrum. So both of those pathologies are representative of insecure attachment styles. So both of them are coming from a position of lack. It's just that the narcissistic personality style is coming from a position of being stuck inside themselves, not able to open to give or receive love, being really, really stuck in an old identity, the childish identity, which hasn't gotten over its narcissism. And the empath is stuck at the other end of that relating spectrum, that healthy relating spectrum, and they are stuck in this codependency of trying always to get love from another person, trying always to source their self-worth and validate themselves through another person. So that's like the relating spectrum. Both those ends are really unhealthy, and in the middle is the healthy space. So if you are in the space of wanting to build or create or open to a loving relationship, remember that it's about finding somebody who is able to share their love with you. Finding somebody who's open to give and receive, and who is conscious enough to be self-aware, to self-reflect, to have empathy, to be able to talk about their patterns, and to be able to really grow together with you. So I think that is what I wanted to share with you today. I am really passionate about this subject of creating healthy love, opening to healthy love. It's something very personal to me, very interesting to me. So if you would like to dive deeper into this work, if you're interested in working with me more in a deeper, more personal way, then I do have a community, an online community, where I am going to be available to work with you regularly to help you to come into a space of healthy self-love, healthy self-respect, healthy self-worth, so that you can really create and build the healthy relationships that you want in your life. So the Youniverse community, Sun's coming over now, has 2 live yoga classes per month, 1 live creative jam session, so creativity session, and 1 masterclass. So the masterclass is basically a class based on the life of an inspirational and amazing woman. So it might be an artist, might be an entrepreneur, might be a writer. So that's monthly, 2 yoga classes, 1 creativity jam session. And as well as that, there is a whole library of talks and guided meditations which are not available here on YouTube. And there are also 2 online courses. So there is a self-love course, Self-Love 101, and there is at the moment a course in aligning to your higher self. So moving from your ego self living to higher self-consciousness living. So those 2 courses are also available, and new and more courses are going to be added regularly. So 4 live sessions a month, a whole library of online meditations, guided meditations and talks, plus 2 amazing online courses. And one of those courses, 2,500 people have already taken on the Insight Timer Meditation app, and it has a rating of about 4.7 out of 5 stars. So look in the description box for more info on that, on joining the Youniverse community, and take advantage of the super special low price of 29 Australian dollars monthly, which will be your price forever if you join now at that rate. So hope to see you there, and yeah, remember to like and subscribe to this channel if this is the kind of content that vibes with you and you want to be notified for all the new videos which are coming up.